What was once unspeakable silence suddenly found a voice. And in the most unlikely of ways, the truth surfaced from the unlikeliest of platforms. The digital age has created new mysteries and solved old ones. For years, cold cases were the domain of dusty files, locked evidence rooms, and fading memories. But today, a single social media post can reach millions within hours, reigniting interest in crimes long forgotten. This is the story of a 20-year-old mystery, one that baffled investigators, tormented a family, and seemed destined never to be solved. Until one day, a simple TikTok video changed everything. Chapter 1. The Vanishing, 2000s. It began quietly, as many tragedies do. The year was the early 2000s, in a small American town where neighbors still waved to one another, and children rode bikes until dusk. The kind of place where nothing truly terrible was supposed to happen. But then, it did. A young woman, vibrant, full of promise, vanished without a trace. She was the kind of person people remembered for her laughter, for her warmth, for the way she carried her dreams beyond the limits of her small town. And yet, one ordinary day, she was simply gone. No signs of struggle, no goodbye. Her car was parked, her belongings untouched, her plans abandoned. The silence was deafening. Her family panicked. Police swarmed the area. Flyers bearing her smiling face appeared on telephone poles, in shop windows, and in the post office. Volunteers trudged through fields, rivers, and forests. Search dogs sniffed the air, trying to pick up a trail that no longer existed. And still, nothing. Each lead faded to dust. Every rumor crumbled under investigation. As weeks bled into months, the search slowed. The cameras left. The reporters stopped calling. Eventually, the police declared it a cold case. But for her family, it was never cold. It was a fire that burned through birthdays, through holidays, through sleepless nights. Each Christmas without her was a wound. Each birthday candle extinguished was another reminder that she was not coming home. And as the years passed, her story became one of those whispered tragedies, known only to locals, fading from headlines, surviving only in the memories of those who had loved her. A question hung in the air. How can someone vanish so completely? Chapter 2. The Digital Revolution. To understand how this story was rewritten decades later, you must remember the world as it was in 2000. Social media did not exist. Phones were heavy, wired into walls. If someone disappeared, investigators relied on neighbors, on chance sightings, on handwritten notes, and physical evidence. But as time marched on, the world transformed. The internet expanded, swallowing everything in its path. By the 2020s, billions of people were connected every second of every day. Everyone carried cameras capable of recording high-definition video. Moments once lost to memory became permanent digital footprints, uploaded, stored, shared, and sometimes forgotten. But not all forgotten things stay buried. TikTok, an app designed for quick laughs, dances, and memes, became something else entirely. It became a platform where millions obsessed over true crime. Amateur detectives dissected old mysteries. Strangers speculated about cold cases. Every day, theories went viral, some reckless, some astonishingly sharp. It was in this chaotic, unpredictable digital stage that a ghost from the early 2000s made her return. Chapter 3. The video that shook everything. The discovery was almost accidental. A teenager was scrolling through her feed one night, half distracted, watching the endless stream of short videos. Then she stopped. A man appeared on screen, filming his daily routine. On the surface, it was utterly normal. He wasn't speaking about crime. He wasn't behaving suspiciously. It was background noise in a sea of content. But then, something caught her eye. In the reflection of a glass door behind him. A face. Blurred. Partial, but unmistakably human. She paused. Rewound. Froze the frame. The face was faint, but the features struck her like lightning. The eyes. The jawline. It was eerily similar to the photographs of a missing woman from a case she had once stumbled upon online. Her pulse quickened. Could it be? At first, she thought it was coincidence, but she posted a comment. "Does anyone else think this looks like that missing woman?" And then the flood began. Other viewers agreed. Side-by-side comparisons were made. Screenshots spread. Old photos of the vanished woman resurfaced, matched against the reflection in the TikTok video. The resemblance was undeniable. The video went viral. Millions of strangers across the world began speculating. Could the woman who disappeared 20 years earlier be alive and caught accidentally in the background of this man's video? The internet swarmed. Theories multiplied. And within hours, a long-dead case was reborn. Chapter 4. The investigation reawakens. At first, the police dismissed it. Viral theories came and went every day. Most were illusions, coincidences, or cruel fabrications. But this one was different. The detectives pulled the old file off the shelf. They studied the TikTok frames carefully. They compared the reflection to the missing woman's photographs. And slowly, unease began to spread through the department. The man in the TikTok video was not a stranger to the case. 2 decades earlier, he had lived near the missing woman. His name had floated through the investigation in whispers, but no evidence had ever tied him directly. He had slipped into the background, overlooked, until now. The reflection wasn't the only clue. Investigators traced the video's metadata, identifying where it had been filmed. That address led them directly to him. Armed with new attention and pressure from the viral storm, the police secured a warrant. And behind his doors, secrets long buried began to surface. Chapter 5. The Twist of Fate. The search of his home revealed horrors that chilled investigators to the bone. Personal items belonging to the missing woman were discovered. Objects her family had described years earlier. Jewelry she wore. A bag she carried. Photographs of her that had never been released to the public. Then came the darkest revelation. Near his property, investigators uncovered human remains. DNA testing confirmed what her family had dreaded for decades. She was gone. The young woman who had once dreamed of escaping her small town had been silenced 20 years ago, and her killer had lived among his neighbors, undetected. And the twist? He revealed himself not through arrogance, not through a confession, but through his own vanity, posting TikTok videos for entertainment, never realizing that a reflection in the background would betray him. His hunger for online attention became the thread that unraveled the secret he had carried for 2 decades. Chapter 6. The Power and Danger of Viral Justice. The world reacted with shock. Could it really be possible that a cold case had been solved not by DNA, not by forensics, but by a TikTok video? Was this a victory for the internet, or a chilling reminder of its unpredictability? For the family, the debate didn't matter. Closure had finally arrived. After decades of torment, they knew the truth. They had answers, even if they were devastating. But society asked darker questions. How many predators live among us, blending into the noise of everyday life? How many scroll through TikTok, Instagram, or YouTube, hiding in plain sight? And how many secrets, hidden in the background of photos, buried in videos, lurking in reflections, wait for someone to notice? The case showed the power of collective attention, but it also highlighted the dangers of viral justice. For every real breakthrough, there are dozens of false leads, ruined reputations, and dangerous witch hunts. The internet had become both a magnifying glass and a wildfire. Chapter 7. A new era for cold cases. Once, cold cases depended solely on breakthroughs in science. DNA, fingerprints, bloodstains. But in the 21st century, there's a new weapon. Millions of digital eyes. Every photograph online, every background detail, every unnoticed figure in a reflection has the potential to unlock the past. A single pause, a single screenshot, a viral share can reopen a case thought dead forever. TikTok didn't just revive one forgotten mystery. It changed the landscape of investigation itself. For some, this was terrifying. For others, it was hopeful. Because if one missing woman's story could be uncovered by chance online, perhaps countless others still waiting in the shadows might one day find their voice too. And so the tragedy ends with a truth more haunting than the crime itself. In this digital age, nothing stays hidden forever. A reflection in a glass, a face behind a man seeking attention, a single frame in a sea of millions. That was all it took to bring down 20 years of silence. Her story, long buried, rose again. Proof that the past has a way of revealing itself, even through the flicker of a viral video. For 20 years, a family lived in the darkness of uncertainty. For 20 years, a killer believed he had erased the past. And for 20 years, the case gathered dust. Until one day, a TikTok video lit the match. The story reminds us of something haunting. Every mystery has an audience. Every secret leaves a trace. And in a world where cameras are always watching, justice can come when you least expect it. Because sometimes, the eyes that solve a case are not the eyes of detectives, but the millions scrolling on their phones.